How's it going, everyone? Today I want to talk about what you should be playing to prepare for Guilty Gear Strive. I see this question a lot on like the subreddits, the various subreddits, on Twitter, and personally, right? I've had people ask me what games are going to be most like this, and general answer for me would be to just play a game that you think is fun and is interesting, because that's going to accelerate your will to learn the game, to learn mechanics, and to learn basic things like special moves and how to input them, and how to use your normals and spacing. All of those concepts are going to carry over from any game you play, right? Even games as different as DBFZ to, maybe Plus R, right? And I guess DBFZ and Plus R are a little more similar than something like Plus R and Street Fighter V, I guess you could say. The concepts are going to carry over, right? Knowing how to do a DP, knowing how to do quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, cancel into super, hit confirming, right? All of these things carry over from game to game. So in the end, picking a game that you think is fun and interesting is going to prepare you way more than anything else. Now let's say that every big game that you want to play is, you like to an equal extent, right? You like Street Fighter V, you like Tekken 7, you like Rev 2. You like all these games, DBFZ too, and you just want to decide what's most like Strive. My answer from playing the beta is that the game really felt like Granblue, right? I saw some other people say that too, but that could just be my bias because I played Kai, right? I played Kai the entire time, and I played him like a Granblue character. I just hit confirmed into like, Fireball, or I canceled into special moves. So that's what it felt like to me, right? It felt like Granblue a little bit, mixed with, Plus R because of air dashing and then the movement options. But not as crazy as DBFZ. I felt like the air dash was a lot slower too. The air dash was a lot slower than Plus R or DBFZ. But that might just be me. I don't know. And it might just be my character choice, right? Because we're watching Chip right now and he seems pretty fast. But yeah, I from what limited time I played of the game, Granblue seemed a lot like it. And I saw some people saying that DBFZ might be a good choice to play just to get used to air dashing. That was one argument I saw in our fighters, which I don't really know. I feel like if your argument for the game being similar is just air dashing, then Plus R would be a better choice, or Rev 2. The reason I keep saying Plus R and not Rev 2 is because Plus R has the rollback implemented, right? So it's a lot easier to play online with people all over the place. Rev 2 has probably like 200 or 300 players on it at any given time, but you have to go into lobbies and find people in your area. On Plus R, if there's 300 people, chances are you're going to be able to match with like 90% of them, because rollback, it makes games that aren't usually playable. So that's why I keep saying that. As far as the argument that you should play a Guilty Gear game because it's a Guilty Gear game, I can see that, right? I see that 100%. That might be your best bet. Me personally, I haven't really put a bunch of time into any Guilty Gear title. This is the first one that I'm planning on putting a lot of time into. And I see that a lot of veteran Guilty Gear players are saying that this game doesn't play anything like the previous ones, and that it might not be best to, hinge on the fact that all your skill that you're gonna try to absorb on Rev 2 in the next 2 months is gonna carry over, right? And that's just because the game plays a lot different. And obviously, I'm just taking what I'm seeing on Twitter, what I'm seeing on Reddit, what I'm seeing on social media from people who played the game way more than me or way better than me, and understand the systems, right? And all I can really tell you is to play a game you think is fun. I think that traditional, you probably have a better bet playing like traditional 2D fighters over Tekken as well, right? Tekken is a 3D fighter, and while some of the inputs will carry over, right, like quarter circles and things like that, a lot of stuff won't. Like Korean backdashing isn't going to carry over to Guilty Gear or Street Fighter V or DBFZ, right? The 2D games obviously are going to have way more crossover with this game than any 3D game. But with that said, if you're playing Tekken 7 and you're having a great time, don't get off the game because you want to use another game to train yourself for Strive, right? It's all about keeping a good mental stack, or a good mental balance of what you're doing. so that you can continue to improve and not sort of plateau and you know, say that you're bored and give up, right? Before the game even comes out. And this obviously is like an open letter to anybody who plays fighting games, who obviously has more experience than me, less experience than me, or plays more anime games than I do. Please feel free to share your opinion on what games are, you know, what games you could be playing to prepare for this. But I think that I've hit most of the major titles except like MK11, which I'd say MK11 is probably you know, same thing as the other 2D fighters, except for the fact that it has the block button, and it feels the movement feels a little slower to me, and that's just coming from other games. The movement feels a little slower to me when I play MK11, and that might be because when I walk and block, I have to do the block button, right? I have to like walk forward, crouch, block button. So my movement feels a little more limited because I don't want to keep walking forward and having to press the guard button. It's just my inexperience to an extent, I guess. But yeah, I would say any 2D fighter is probably your best choice. Whichever one you think is the most fun. And I'd probably avoid 3D unless you're already playing it and you're having a great time, you know? And sorry if the gameplay in the background's skipping around. It's like it's some IGN YouTube video of Strive gameplay. I actually didn't record any gameplay when I was playing. I didn't even have a YouTube channel when the first beta came out. But for the second one, I'll definitely be making a bunch of content. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Sorry if this video seems a little, you know, like I'm ranting or it's incoherent at some points. I didn't really have a script. I just thought of this in the shower like 5 minutes ago, and I didn't want to forget about it. And I had a lot of things I wanted to say, so it kind of just spewed out. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you're looking forward to Strive. And please consider subscribing.